last item in the potpourri, the university in contemporary America. Now, don't get misty-eyed. Economic Facts and Fallacies, quote, in general, the way that higher education is financed, including the nonprofit status of most academic institutions, gives decision makers in academia far greater latitude in deciding what to do than is the case in enterprises whose survival depends on accommodating both those who receive their goods and services and those who supply the money. It is therefore not very surprising that many of the decisions made in the academic world serve the interests of those who make the decisions. Close quote. You've been an academic virtually all your professional life. Let's just begin with the baseline question. If you had it to do over again, would you do it differently?
If I had to, I've thought about that a lot.
Have you really?
Yes, because when I
thought I would be asking you a question that would catch you by surprise.
No.
Hard to do with you, Tom.
During my first month as an undergraduate at Harvard, I received a letter forwarded from Washington offering me a job as a photographer. And I've often thought if I could go back to that time, would I in fact drop out of Harvard and go take the job, or would I continue slogging on? And I'd probably drop out and go take the job.
Would you really?
Yes.
So academia, there's a corrupting influence here. They get money to a large extent from government, all the student loans. All of it was government is redistributing income from ordinary working Joes to fancy professors, fundamentally is what's going on, and has been going on for decades. Correct?
Yeah, and of course to the students.
And to the students.
Who riot when not enough of the taxpayers' money is given to them.
Has academia in America become, I don't even know quite how to ask the question, has it become more irresponsible? Did it reach a low point in the 60s and it's been recovering since? How do you think of it in those terms? Over time?
I think there was a break point in the 60s. I'm not sure it's recovered. I know in the 70s there was a lot of self-congratulation that we no longer have violence on campus. Yes, the campus were quiet, but it was the quiet of surrender. Because people who would cause people to riot were not invited on campuses. People who would antagonize the students by their viewpoints were not hired as professors. One of the reasons why a few years ago when the think tanks of the world were ranked, and Hoover was ranked #1, but most of the leading think tanks in those rankings were conservative think tanks. And I think there's a very simple reason for it. The kinds of top scholars who would normally be in academia were not in academia, and this is one of the places they could go and work with the kind of freedom that academic tenure is supposed to provide, but doesn't.